Hello, this is Dave, and welcome to Equity Story. And I hope you're well. I hope you had a great weekend. I'm here with the one and only great Wolfie. Now, Wolfie, I just want to say I love your new little thing, the Wolfie Weekly Wrap. Absolutely brilliant. It's actually, it's my favorite, one of my new favorite part of the website. So I absolutely love it. Well done there. Very funny.
Oh, you little suck, you. Oh.
And just
I like it. Keep going.
All right. And just before we start, this is just a general share advice and not personal advice. Now, Wolfie has taken away Marilyn Monroe, which is hard to take, and put Lindsay Truck behind me.
Exactly.
So he is now more excited about Lindsay Trucks than Marilyn Monroe. So tell us why, Wolf. Why are you so excited about Lindsay?
Well, let's put on the actual chart as well. You can see why I'm excited. And not just the chart, because the chart looks a bit crazy. It's about the actual update today. It's a story that's delivered for us in spades so far. But upgrade 20% from the previous update. 20% is, for a company at size of Lindsay, is very, very impressive. In a I don't think it's a difficult. I think it's not an easy market. So it's a very difficult market because there's adverse weather conditions, which they talked about. But even in that adverse, they said they're still going extremely well, and the outlook towards the end of the year is still very strong. So overall, you know what? We're going back into this. If you sold it, if you took a profit, you're buying back in. That's what I'm doing, right? The fund is actually getting back into this again. Really good. Still looking very attractive valuation-wise. And Dave, what do you do on upgrades?
I know you buy them.
Correct. Thank you very much.
Okay, so I'm just having a look at it. So try and buy it under 120 now. If we get a little bit of a rough week, we might get a little bit cheaper, 115. But get back into it. Even if you sold at $1, they've proven their worth. Their upgrade, the trend is on. This looks like it's going to run. It could even run to 140, 160. Now, great, Wolfie, fantastic, and been a really good story for us, Lindsay. One of the similar stories to us was also CLX, which had a great looking chart. We talked about it on Friday. We're saying you got to get that. That looks superb, and again, looking very good and very much looking like this is going to go higher. Word of warning with this one, Wolfie, is I'm not going to put it on officially because we have anyway. I put it on as a hot stock in the past, but it is so lightly traded. It's just hard for all mums and dads to get in and out of it. But you know what? If you don't see it moving today and you like it and you like the look of the chart, then I think it's worth having a nibble.
Oh, look, it's in that same space that LAU is in, so should do well. Should probably update again fairly well. But our number one pick is definitely LAU in this space, and we've just proven that again. Why?
And Wolf, there's another one in the same. But what's that?
KSC
code?
is the other one. KSC.
KSC, that's it.
Yep.
Let's have a look how they're doing. See what if they're having the similar little. Okay, well they've come back down to trend, haven't they? Not such a good dividend, Wolf.
No, I mean they're not created all equal, right? There's going to be some little parts of the business that are a little bit different than that thing. The reason why I like LAU compared to the others, they've actually got a very strong rail division, Dave, and that's where I think the leverage will come from. So we looked at the stories, we looked at all of them. That's there's a reason to our madness why we picked LAU. It's not because it's just cheap. It's because it is a better business overall.
And they have invested a lot in refrigerators, haven't they, for some of their trains?
Yeah, and remember that Scott's that's fallen apart. Someone's obviously picking over the bones. I'd say LAU is probably going to get some work out of that. So that's also a little bit of a catalyst for me going forwards. So like I said, 6 months trade up to August at the very least. With this one, like I said, I think now with the 20% upgrade, I still think 150, 160 is within the realm possibility because it's still cheap. Okay,
Wolfie. Next stock we're going to have a look at is MQG. So this is the other one. We're suggesting buy this and give it a trade. It's broken up above. It's actually, if it ends like this by the end of the week, it's got buy signal. One of the quality stories on our market. I think it is going a little bit up and down sideways at the moment, but I think you could target 190 and maybe even 195, 196, somewhere up here. Well worth looking at having a trade. Now tell me, Wolfie, why do you like it fundamentally?
Is because they report, well, the American investment banks reported extremely well on Friday. So, Macquarie is in that same space. You'd think they're going to deliver something pretty well. They've already updated us quite well not too long ago. I expect them to come up with another really good update. Dave, this is one of the best stories in Australia we've got. Globally, is probably, I even probably classified as better than the American banks. Much better team of willing dealers in there. So for me, this is a buy. Take it up to $200 or close to it, and yeah, hold it long term or short term, whatever you want to do.
All right, love it, Wolf. SYA, it's up 7%. It's still not trending for me, Wolf. I need to do a little bit more, but anything exciting in that?
Yeah, look, I want to talk about it because it's one of the few that we like from the point of view that it's large, it's in the right jurisdiction, the US, and it's getting closer to production, right? So you've got something going for it. We know that the lithium prices have come back, right? And are coming back still. But you know what? A lot of these companies, basically when I looked at the assumptions that they've made, a lot of these companies have actually got assumptions that are not too bad, right? Where the lithium price they used is still below the current prices. So this is one of these players. I think they use spodumene prices of around $1,300 US. Current prices around $3,000. So you can see they're still going to make some money if they can obviously hit their targets on the pre-feasibility study. So that's still heading down. But overall, you want to pick companies they've got a strong still operating leverage, even on lower prices of lithium.
Yeah, it's still a falling knife, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, exactly. So you only got, if you're going to be playing anything at all or still holding for some reason, stick to just the cream of the cream.
And something like PLS, what are their costs?
I'd have to have a look. I can't remember, but you would be using something a little bit different. But I need to refresh my memory. But they're already at least producers from that point of view. But you still got to be wary. You're going to see what the costs are. You don't want them to fall below the actual costs, producing wise, because you're going to end up like a Paladin where they can't, for 10 years they can't make any money and then go broke.
All right, we're going to get onto BRU.
Yeah.
Again, another reason why we worry about the companies in Africa.
Exactly. You think you're safe, right? You think, oh yeah, okay, but they've got to give them credit. At least they're not operating and producing in Sudan, but they do have a project in Sudan. And we've just saw over the weekend what's happened up there. There seems like it's going to be a civil war, maybe. And they've got a project that's, even though they updated that, everyone's safe. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. They probably can't do anything with that project for the moment, anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't look good. They've got a small office in Khartoum, yeah?
Exactly. So look, it just shows, right? It doesn't matter where you are. You just never know what's going to happen in the next hotspot of some sort of activity, whether it's internal fighting, whether somebody else invades it, whether, there's corruption. Holy moly, it's just a basket case a lot of the time, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Wolfie, ADT. Tell us about this one, because I mean it's been on a trend, and I've had it on Einstein's. It's been on a trend that's been looking pretty good actually for about nearly a year now. What's happening? Why?
Look, it is silver. It is silver. It is as actual predominantly called a silver play, right? So okay, let's add it on to our silver companies that we look at, which is IVR, I think, and the other one was SVL, right? That's the two we were looking at before. But let's add this one as a trading stock on silver, because they are 70% complete. These guys are in Europe, in actually Bosnia Herzegovina, I think, and they're looking at a polymetallic but predominantly silver mine in there. So I'm surprised that obviously they've managed to get as far as they can, because for me, Europe is always extremely difficult to get a mine up and going, but they look like they're going to get there. The only thing for me, Dave, this is why I'm never going to probably invest long term in this. They've used some, this is about a year ago, they've used some ridiculous prices, right, on an assumption. So they've used a price of $25 US for silver, And back in the day, it was under 20, but they finally got there, right? So the last month or so, they've got to $25. Yes, there's the vindication. Okay. And the other price that they've got there finally was with gold, because gold price of $1,800, and we've obviously got over 2,000. Everything else they use, Dave, in their assumption. So this is zinc, lead, and copper are all below, right? So the current price of those metals are below their assumptions they use. So you can see how incredibly foolish, maybe gung-ho, maybe, they were just hoping that it's going to get there where a year ago. But look, they got lucky with obviously silver, and they got lucky with gold, but hey, it's looking better. So you've got to give them some scored points that they've managed to get some of these prices where they think they're going to be. So it's tradable. It's tradable as a play because they're going to maybe start producing and get some cash flow.
Excellent. Now, TLX. I know you're liking this story, Wolfie.
Yep.
There's obviously a little bit of risk in it. It's not a solid.
A little bit, a lot. But I like it.
I'm surprised that you've actually got this, because you don't often have an appetite for risky stocks. But I know you're holding this one in the fund. So
this is my CSL, Dave. This is my CSL of my portfolio. I hope. Anyway, it's very risky, but they've already got cash flow, so that I've across that commercialization phase, which is good. So I'm getting into a maybe less risk, but still going to be high risk. I had an update today. One of their products candidates that we're looking at moved on to the next phase. They're going to be recruiting some patients to start testing one of these products. I'm still holding. This is a little ticked in the box. Nothing wrong with that. I like the charts. Hold.
DSC. Again, drop sweet. Wolf, I'm reading over the weekend. There's so much about cybersecurity, and I think they're interviewing one of the big Russian cyber hackers that just loves doing it. He doesn't feel guilty.
I saw that too.
Yeah,
no hacking the better.
Yeah, he doesn't feel guilty about it. It's like one big game for him, and making a lot of money from it. And pretty scary actually. And it was very insulting about Australians, saying that we are, well, I won't say what he said, but we're not
easy targets.
Easy targets. Well, I think we are, because we're trusting, aren't we?
Yeah,
the old days of Australia was that, right? Before the internet was like, mate, shake your hand, I trust you. Right.
The doors are open, at night, everyone was hello, and everyone was friendly. And the Russians going,
we're not used to nasty. We're not used to nasty people. Right?
No, exactly. So it just shows the culture, isn't it? I mean, the less said the better, I think. And how I stand with those sort of type of people and cultures where they prey on the weak. I don't have much time for them, unfortunately.
Right, now DSC, this is what annoys me at DSC, because a great announcement. Obviously, we know it's good, and then again, we've got someone sitting, goes and put a 607k sell at 23.5, right? Why is it? It just feels like someone keeps playing with this stock, Wolf. It's driving me nuts.
I think it is probably played a little because it's slightly traded, but I think the ultimate reason why it's not going up over 24. And I'm going to put my foot into it, but I am, and that is there's going to be an acquisition shortly, I reckon, because they again talked it up in this quarterly, and that's always risky because there possibly maybe a big capital raising coming up. We just don't know. The unknown of a acquisition is what probably is scary right now. However, I'm not scared, Dave. I'm holding on, and they just keep delivering. Every quarter it's growing, 60% on PCP. What else can you ask for? Nothing. So I'm holding on. I'm going to be patient like a little good boy.
Okay, well done, Wolf. And again, the chart looks excellent. So, well done, and looks superb. Now, Parenti, yes, had a good chart. Had a really good chart 2 weeks ago. Hasn't gone on with it. Hasn't yet, but the announcement was some good news. It's just patience with Parenti.
Absolutely. On the green candle, you probably put it onto your Einsteins. Hold on, just an extension of a contract that they've got. So really, they're still going quite well. Definitely nothing for me to be selling. Just be patient with it. You know, we've been trying to teach our members, our investors over the last few weeks, the virtue of patience, Dave, and it's been proven over and over again. Don't sell unless there's a really strong reason to.
Right, Lin.
Mm-hmm.
Right, good, not bad chart last week.
Mm-hmm.
Can that go on with it?
No, but you know, Africa, it's not easy. I think this is Congo as well, by the way. So it's not easy. But look at the results: 100 and something meters at over 3% rare earths. And look, I think, okay, this is again, I'm going to probably maybe make a fool of myself, but I'm going to again put my foot into it, and that is, this is the opportunity for those that are liking that rare earth space long term, because rare earths have come down significantly on the back of Musk saying he's not going to use any rare earths in his batteries. That's the opportunity for everyone. If you're looking at a longer term play like a LYC, ILU, you know, those things, and maybe some of these smaller type players that they're going to.
But this will never get off the ground, surely.
No, you don't think so. This is going to be just tradable only. But you know, for the longer term investors, for the ones that you think they're going to get off the ground or already producing, yes.
Right. CNB, Wolf,
Yep.
You know, again, it had a good little chart, right? And had that buy signal has gone on with it.
Yeah.
A good announcement today.
Yeah, look, not bad. Again, you know, delivering 4% copper grades, 20 meters. That's decent. You know, I want to see them now put it all together and give us some sort of an update. Okay, what have we got here? You know, give us a back of the envelope possibility, how big this project would be, right? That's what I'd like to see next coming out of it, because I don't want to see them drilling, because we've seen it with PEX, right? Come out of really nothing. We've seen it EML, unfortunately, right? It's just drilling. People just get bored of it, especially the traders that just move on to something else. So I want to see the progression of coming up with stuff. But you know, it's decent. So definitely, if you're looking at copper and you think copper is strong, I do, then tradable for sure.
All right, and well, obviously Sol's looking good, but Evolution was the hot stock, and actually, Wolf, for a funny little reason, because gold was down on Friday, but it still held above 2,000. When you actually look at the Aussie gold price last week, again, it hit record highs. So yeah, okay. I think as long as it holds above 2,000. And again, I just wanted to emphasize this one. That's why it's a hot stock. This is one of those gold stocks that just hasn't had that run that Northern Stars had. I think it's due to go higher. So, and again, you're talking about commercial real estate in America, and what are we hearing over the weekend? What are they all shorting?
They're actually calling this the next big short, and you know, the last big short was, you know, the GFC type stuff.
Right. Right. And so I mean, really interesting, and it just has to, it's just got to encourage the whole gold story and everything about gold. So I think it's just an opportunity.
Yeah, safety basically, right? You want to protect yourself. You want to be in safe stories, pretty much.
100%, Wolf. 100%. On that note, Wolf, apart from that, I'm just having a look at, you know, some of the Einsteins. I had a few here, like MMS looking good. ALU, we talked about that one, didn't we, last week? It's going on with it. We got little DUR we spoke about. Look at that, really starting to break up record highs. Looks very good. AVH, we talked about little AVH. Look, it's still going.
I know.
You know, interesting. And we got NHF. I thought a good looking chart. So, but anyway, a lot of good looking charts. A lot of people are trading a lot of things out there at the moment. We're really going back into LAU. If you're not in it, get in it. And Macquarie, 2 trades there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look, it's just two really good stories at the moment that are, yeah. One's obviously delivering in spades. The other one looks like it should give us a few bucks in our pockets.
All right. Well, if you do look like, what is that shirt? Is that like a guru type shirt?
Yes. Yogi.
What are you? I didn't think that was very Polish. What are you doing? Are you like meditating?
No, this is. I think I bought this in Dubai. So, you know, probably one of those Middle Eastern type.
It's a dress. Is that a dress?
No, it's just a t-shirt.
Oh,
but you know, it's got
You
that,
can wear a
that
dress.
Middle Eastern type.
Okay, well, you can wear a dress. You can wear, Wolf. I'm not saying.
No, I can. I've walked in today when I went on my walk. Thank you
Wolf,
very much.
it's a very different world today than it was when we started Equities Store. You're welcome to wear a dress. That's fine.
Thank you.
It does look like a dress, so.
In fact, more doors open if you know, maybe a little bit different these days.
Well, you certainly are with that sort of little dress type thing you're wearing. On that note, thank you very much, Wolfie.
All right. Have a good day.
Bye.
Yes. Bye.